Alright, welcome back to the shop. I'm going to put some front shocks on this 92 F150. It's got some old clapped out shocks on it. The new shocks, let's see if it lifts it any. It looks like we're at, measure it right at this point, we're looking at like 40 7/8 for this black line. We'll put the shocks on here and see what it looks like. So, see the yellow thing? That's a shock. And anybody who's knows anything about cars is thinking, you dummy, shocks aren't going to lift a car. Well, these shocks might. We'll see what happens. So these are the shocks that I'm going to put on here. These are spring over. The reviews were mixed, I guess. Sort of a mixed bag, but more good than bad. I went out on a limb and bought these. I think I paid $85 for both of them. Usually you don't want to go with the bottom dollar thing, but anyway, we'll see what happens. I think the front end of the truck sags a little bit, and in terms of the stance, it's a little bit front leaning. But anyway, we'll take the wheels off and install these and see how that goes. All right, so the nut on top of the shock is a 14 millimeter or 9/16, and then the nut on the back of the shock. See if you can see. Hopefully that's there because I can't see the camera. That's going to be an 18 millimeter. So that came out pretty easily. I don't know if I don't remember putting new shocks in this, and I didn't see anything in my Amazon history. I guess that's usually not a good sign when you press the shock down and it doesn't rebound at all. Usually there's some sort of gas that's going to extend that out. So anyway, I'm willing to bet that those are shot out. So let me get the other shock and we'll try to squeeze it in here. Alright, so I'm on the passenger side now. It seems a little bit more cramped working on this side for whatever reason, but it still looks like it's doable with the tire on. Now I got the top nut off, now I'm gonna get the bottom nut off. Alright, so we got the spring shocks on now, and the ride height is 40 7/8. It didn't do anything at all for the ride height. That's alright. I wasn't trying to lift the truck, I just thought it might give it a little bit extra spring. Alright, so those shocks are in. The truck doesn't seem to be as bouncy as it once was, and again we can see that the old shock was better than the one shock was better than the others. And if you're wondering why I chose these shocks up front, I'll put the link in of what I paid, what I bought. It's because of these. And I actually have these on two vehicles. I have the Jeep isn't here right now, but these are the 500-pound load leveler rear shocks. These make all the difference in the world. I really think that these help the truck substantially, and they did pick the back end up just a couple inches. So that's alright. I was just down here. I had to fix the exhaust. The exhaust would pop off from time to time when I hit the gas, even though that clamp is as tight as I could get it. So I put a self-tapper in there. That should fix that. That's how I keep this thing going. I wouldn't call it a fix. I just keep it moving. But anyway, pretty good truck. Alright, the Jeep is back. This is when I had to rebuild the engine and drop the valve seat. Anyway, this thing had really crappy. When the shocks wore out of it, I guess the springs were weak or whatever. And this thing, I couldn't put a full tank of fuel in it. It was bottoming out everywhere. I put these in, and this is a great help. The Silverado got some trash in the back of it now. I'll put a set of springs in it like that eventually. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks.